In this video, I'm going to show you how to earn money with Snapchat, the requirements, the shortcuts, and all the secret methods the biggest creators are using to make the most money possible. But that's not all. At the end, I'm even going to show you how much money I've made with Snapchat with 350,000 followers. And in case you're wondering, how can I trust this guy? Well, my name is Bennett Santora, and I'm really good at juggling. Yeah. Anyways, I've used this talent to grow to over 1 million followers across all platforms, including 350,000 on just Snapchat. On top of this, I have a YouTube play button because I run a bunch of faceless channels. I'm monetized on Snap, and I've been studying how to make money online for the past 2 years and documenting the whole process. You're probably wondering, why is this the first person I've seen on YouTube who's not gatekeeping how much money they're making? That's because this channel has a very specific mission: to bring transparency to the make money online space. And that's really the mark that I want to have on this world. So with that being said, let's start with how to actually make money on Snap. You've probably seen one of my or someone else's videos talking about the requirements, but it's not just about hitting the requirements that they say. For these requirements to even matter, for you to even try to qualify for monetization, you first need to get a Snapchat star. The Snap star is that little star next to your name that shows that you are a verified creator. If you don't have a Snap star, you're not going to be able to monetize no matter what you do. So the first course of action if you want to get monetized on Snapchat is getting one of these. The way you're supposed to do that is by going through Snapchat's form. I'll leave this link in the description. Basically, Snapchat has a form that you can click on. When you fill it out, they're going to look through it and see if you qualify. To be clear, what they're really looking for is public figures that actually show their face. So it says here, Snap stars are public figures or creators who bring some of the best and most entertaining content to Snapchat. So if you do not post videos with your face in them or anything that actually indicates that this is a creator or a person or a figure of some kind behind it, you could technically probably be a mascot like the little Duolingo guy, but it has to be some sort of entity. It can't just be random faceless compilations. If you hit that, then you have a chance of getting a Snap star. But in all reality, pretty much no one gets their Snap star through filling out this form. They have to go through someone who knows a representative. Luckily, I was able to find one of these people and he helped me get a Snap star. It's basically someone who knows someone at Snap who can help you get your Snap star because he can tell the rep to look at this person and say they should verify them. So if you need help getting monetized on Snap, you can go through him. He's the one who helped me. I'll leave his Discord link in the description, but he basically goes by Rival Revenger 10002. If you don't use Discord, you can just DM me on Instagram and I'll put you in a message with him. He's basically looking for face creators that have at least 100k followers on Snap, have big followings on other social media platforms, and if possible, he is looking for female creators. Again, I'll leave his info in the description. This is actually the guy that I used to help get my Snap star. But basically, if you don't have a Snap star, you're never gonna get monetized anyway. So this is the first step. Real quick side note for the people who aren't at 100k followers on Snapchat yet, I'm going to show you the tactic I used to get to 100,000 followers on Snap as fast as possible. In my opinion, the fastest way to get monetized on Snap is to post on spotlights, which is when you scroll all the way to the right to this tab. It's kind of this TikTok-like feed where you can scroll through people's videos. It's basically just a copycat of TikTok. By posting on there, I was able to grow to 350,000 followers really quickly. But the truth is, I didn't actually manually post to Snap because that would take a lot of effort. What I basically did was, I already had all these followers and videos I had posted on TikTok. You can see here, I have 235,000 followers on there. Instead of manually downloading all these videos on TikTok and then manually re-uploading all of them to Snapchat, I actually just used a software to do all of it for me. If you go to this software called Repurpose, I'll leave the first link to it in the description. You can make an account completely for free. Basically, it allows you to connect all your social media platforms into one spot and then set up automations between them. As you can see here, it's taking all of my videos from TikTok and automatically publishing them to Snapchat. Not only is it reposting all of my new content, but you can also automatically schedule all of your existing content. So I can change this so it takes all of my content, both future and existing, and automatically posts, let's say 3 of those per day. As you can see now, it's going to take all of my old TikTok posts and automatically repost them to Snapchat, as well as all the new ones until it hits 3 posts per day on Snapchat spotlights. That's exactly what I did on Snapchat, and you can do the exact same thing. Again, I'll leave the link to Repurpose in the description. It's one of the best tools to use on social media, in my opinion. It honestly made the process of me gaining 350,000 followers extremely extremely easy. With that being said, I encourage you to keep posting until you get to at least 100,000 followers on Snap and you're ready to apply for a Snapstar. Then hit up the person in my description to apply. Once you get it, then you have to hit the monetization thresholds before Snapchat can monetize you. This is what everyone's usually talking about in videos. So what you need is 50,000 followers and then one of the following in the last 28 days: 10 million Snap views, 1 million Spotlight views, or 12,000 hours of watch time. Personally, I think 1 million Spotlight views is by far the easiest, so I'd recommend trying to hit that. Then, it's just about consistency. You need to post at least 25 times per month to Spotlight, that's pretty easy to do, and post either to Spotlight or public stories on at least 10 of the last 28 days. You also need to be at least 18 years old and be from an eligible country. Here are the eligible countries for all of these different programs. So those are the requirements you need to hit. Now, once you hit those, you'll be paid in something called the Unified Payout Program, which means that instead of being paid separately from stories and spotlights, you're actually going to be paid from both of them at the same time. Before I show you how much I've actually made with this, I want to confirm that you guys know the difference between stories and spotlights. Stories are when you scroll to the right and see all these different bundles of pictures people post. Stories will look like this. If I click on one person's story, I can keep clicking through and it'll show all the different pictures or videos they posted that day. That's why you'll probably notice a lot of creators really spamming this. They're trying to make the most money possible from posting stories every day. Then you have spotlights, which is when you scroll one more time to the right and get a TikTok style feed. That's spotlights. You can make money from both, but stories is where people make the most money. So let me show you how story monetization actually works. Let's say this is an example of my story and I post 16 photos on a single day to try to make money. The way it works is between every couple of stories, it'll play an ad. Maybe after the first 5, it'll play an ad. Then after the next 4, another ad. Then maybe another. The key is to get people to actually watch and click through all your stories so they pass by these ads, and you earn a share of that ad revenue. There are 2 elements here. First, you want people to click on your story. The best way to do this is to make the last photo in your story sequence very clickbaity, because this will be the thumbnail that shows up in stories. Second, you want to retain people throughout your story. You don't just want them to see the first ad, you want them to see as many as possible, because the more ads they pass, the more money you make. That's basically the game people are playing with Snapchat stories. Stories make the most money, so I recommend focusing on that. But spotlights work pretty similarly. As I scroll, every once in a while, I get an ad. In this case, for a dating app. I believe the ad revenue gets distributed to the creators closest to that ad in the feed. However, stories really make the most money. Now, as promised, let me show you how much money I've actually made from stories. Snapchat pays out in crystals. 1 crystal equals 10 cents. So if you see right here that I made 226 crystals, that means I made $22.60. Now, granted, this is because I haven't locked in my story strategy yet. I'll be doing a lot more and keep updating you guys to maximize the views and revenue from stories. But let's break down RPM, because that's the important part. For example, you can see that a story I posted on April 5th made 126 crystals, or $12.60. That story had 7 slides and was just a repost of one of my Guess the Ball videos, which got 160,000 views. That 160,000 is split across the slides: 49,000 on the first, 24,000 on the second, then 21,000, 18,000, and so on. With those 160,000 total views across the 7 slides, I made $12.60. That's about 8 cents per 1,000 views. On different days, it's varied, but on average, the RPM is around 10 cents per 1,000 views. And again, I think that's pretty overpowered, because it means if you get 1 million views on your story, you make $100 in a day. That may sound hard, but it's really not, because those million views can be split across multiple slides. If you post 60 slides in a day, that's only about 16,000 views per slide. And if you're already making content for other platforms, it's not that hard to hit. So I'm going to be locking in my strategy and documenting my journey to $100 a day on Snap. That's $3,000 a month, and that's awesome supplementary income. And if you support the mission of transparency that no other YouTuber is doing right now, because there's literally no one else on the internet ungatekeeping this much information about Snapchat payouts, please consider subscribing. This is my mission, and this is truly how I want to make the Make Money Online space better. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching.